So as the title says, I'm reviewing yet another 9 Circles level. In comparison to my other reviews, this might seem like a bit of a weird level to review because A, it is only a hard demon compared to most of my videos being on extreme demons, and B, the fact that you probably have never even heard of this level ever. This is Destroyed Circles by Draconic, a level that I've been meaning to review for months and months now, and looks a bit oddly familiar to another 9 Circles level that you may know of. The fact Defeated Circles got rated at a somewhat similar time to this level is what makes me think the reason for it being less known is, as well as the name just being very similar. I think this was an accident, however, I do think it was a coincidence, and this review is hopefully going to change all this and maybe put a bit more attention on this level because, again, I would love to see more people talk about it, so let's just get into the review. To start off, I'll go over my basic compliments for the level. The first one is how much I love the gameplay. I wouldn't necessarily say anything stands out as perfection, but I couldn't really point out a bad part. The wave sections all feel very different to each other and are very fun to pull off in a run. A lot of the sections are very lenient with the gaps, so if you're finding it hard to do a part its intended way, then sometimes if you spam good enough, it works pretty consistently, which I kind of enjoy that. There's essentially two different ways to play the level comfortably. And in my opinion, I just like having two ways to play a part. The post-drop gameplay is another major reason why this is a great 9 Circles level. I think that this might be, to my knowledge, the only 9 Circles level, at least from what I've played, where I haven't found the non-wave part boring. It doesn't drop in difficulty from the wave, and it mixes in a bunch of buffers and holds to create an actually engaging ending. The pre-drop is a bit more on that boring, stale end, however, it is super duper short, so by the time you get tired of the pre-drop, you're already at the wave, and that entirely makes up for it. The transitions into each section is also beautifully done. For many parts, it gives you time to react by basically making it so for half a second in between segments, you can actually die. Personally, I think this is a must-do in anything under Insane Demon difficulty, but surprisingly, most people don't actually do this, and it leads to their levels feeling unfair at times. Thankfully, Destroyed Circles is not one of them. My only gameplay criticism is that some parts like this mini-wave seem a lot harder than anything else in the level, and maybe that's just a personal skill issue, but I think that, and also, the whole level doesn't have a single solid structure that you have to go through, which would be a blessing, because it's a big reason why I hate a lot of 9 Circles levels. I mean, just look at these original older 9 Circles levels. They do all the time, and I just don't like it, but there just had to be this one random part at the start of the drop that does it. Like, why? You didn't have to do this for any other part of the level. This is literally the only part that does it. So why do I randomly have to go into this massive structure with the only indicator being an arrow that I can't really process because this part is at 4 times speed? The rest of the level does play great though, so I can't really complain. As for the decoration, I think it's got its charm, but it's definitely a step down from the gameplay's quality. Now, don't get me wrong, the decoration has some pretty neat concepts. For example, the post-drop is slightly tilted and moves in a way as if it's actually in space, which is a great way to play into the level's space theme. I was told by the creator of this level that originally the part had a black hole effect that was dropped for the level being a bit more original, because a lot of the levels use black holes nowadays. Personally, I'm fine with what we have now, and I know why this decision was done to remove it, but honestly, for a level called Destroyed Circles and it being space-themed, I think it would make more sense just to keep it. It's fine though, because the end screen does kind of make up for this. This is honestly hands down one of the most unique formats I've seen for an end screen. Instead of just flashing the level's name and some static art, the structures of the level revolve around a center point to create its kind of own black hole effect that I do really love. I think this is super unique. I'm a big fan. One last good thing about the decoration is that the level seamlessly is able to mix that original 9 Circles effect from 1.9 and blend it into a more new interpretation of the decoration format. The whole wave just looks very well done, and it never feels too cluttered, but also is always interesting and has something to differentiate each section. My main gripe with it is while it doesn't look cluttered, like I said, it isn't, it does look a bit messy. I think that boils down to the use of the scale thing affecting the quality of objects like the chains, and the fact that most decorative pieces besides the saw blades and the occasional object are all one color, they're all black, leading to the level at times feeling like it does overuse the color. As much as I want to say Destroyed Circles is better and more interesting than Defeated Circles, which it is, I do think that that level does the colors a wee bit better, with more of a bluish tint to the whole part that just ups the variation. The pre-drop is also a bit meh to me, especially these structures here. It just feels very barren, and if it was just made like the post-drop was, I do think it would look way better and fit better. Overall, I think while the level does have its aforementioned flaws, it's a strict upgrade from a level like Defeated Circles, adding more variation, unique and approachable decoration, with a great atmosphere. While Defeated Circles may have better polish and is overall just a lot cleaner, I do think it ends up being a bit generic compared to at least Destroyed Circles here. I'm going to give Destroyed Circles a 7 out of 10, with the gameplay carrying this score by a lot. I love the gameplay in this level. I hope you all enjoyed the video and the return to near weekly uploads. I haven't uploaded in 8 days. It is close enough. Sadly, I don't think it will keep up like this due to a bajillion other projects at hand, but I hope to keep the reviewing videos up for a decent while, and hopefully I'll start live streaming me beating some extremes on this channel, which will be fun to do. But besides that, consider liking the video if you enjoyed, and peace.